Hey everybody, welcome back to Angling Archaeology, and this week we're going to do something a little bit different. Now, if you've watched my channel before, and I think, 6 or 7 of you out there probably have, you notice that a couple times a year I like to say that I'm going to take a break from the old school and pick up the fly spool. We're going to take a little break from the old school and we're going to pick up the fly spool. We're going to take a little break from the old school and pick up the fly spool. So this week we're going to do just that. We're going to head down to Central Arkansas to fly fish the Norfork and the White River, specifically targeting brown trout. But hey, if we catch some rainbows and cutthroats along the way, even better, it's still a win. Now anybody can make a video about fly fishing in Arkansas and be like, hey, look at the trout that I caught. Well, I want to jazz this up a little bit. I wanted to show you what works for me. Now, let me say, I'm not an expert by any means. I'm not a guide, I'm not an expert, but I've been down to Central Arkansas enough to be a little bit dangerous and know kind of what works and what doesn't work. So I'm gonna show you kind of what flies I used, the setups that I used, and kind of what to look for while you're down there. So stick around. If you got a trip and you're planning on going down to Arkansas, you're not gonna wanna miss it. It's gonna be a good one. Now, before we jump into the footage from day one, let me tell you a little bit of a background of what was going on. So day one was wade fishing. Day 2 and 3 were with a guide on a boat, which in my opinion is much easier because wade fishing, especially on the White, can be extremely challenging, but also on the Norfork as well too. So if you've ever been down there before, you know that the water level changes all throughout the day depending on what they're pumping out from the dam. So high flows or low flows, honestly, can be great fishing either way. What the fish do not like is inconsistencies of water levels going up and down. And so they're just confused and they don't know where to settle in or whatever else. So if you're planning on making a trip to go down there to do wade fishing specifically, if you have flexibility on your dates, I would certainly watch the flows, see what they're generating, what's pumping out. That's going to make your trip so much better. Understand that that's not always the case. So let's say you already have a trip, you're coming from a long distance, and you're there, so you got to go. I would probably go to Norfork if you're going to be wade fishing. It's probably going to be a lot more manageable to do it there, but there is some good spots on the White as well too. And there's online forums and websites and things that you can kind of review to see where there's places that you can walk in. All right, so the days that we were there, they were pumping out a lot of water. They were doing a lot of generation. So that's why I say Norfork might be easier if you're going to be wade fishing because they're not pumping out the amount of water that Bull Shoals is. So you can kind of find those spots. They're going to be a little harder to get to, but you can still find a couple of those spots to do a little wade fishing. So what did I use though? So here's just an example right here of one of the rods. I think any kind of 5 or 6 weight is perfect. That's really all you need. So this one is just an old school Orvis Recon 6 weight. I use this. The one that I used in the filming though was the Sage Sonic 5 weight. But I think either one of those 2 weight rods would be the way to go. And then really what's most important, don't even worry about the reel. I don't even care about the reel. I never hardly ever use a reel ever. I'm just constantly stripping in the line. What's most important is going to be your line, leader, and tippet. And so the Leader and Tippet that I use this time was a 4. I try to use as much as I can get away with. I think a lot of people probably use a 5 if they're doing some small stream fishing or whatever else. But if you're on a large roaring river like the White River, if it's pumping a lot of flow and you can get away with a 3, whatever the most heavy duty line that you can get away with, that's the way to go. Now you're probably asking yourself, what setup did you use while you were down there? Well, really simple. Anytime I go wade fishing, this is always kind of my go-to. And if you're kind of a beginner down there, I'm going to say this is going to be likely what the guide's going to start you off with. And it's just basically a bead with about, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches right there to your hook. And then you have a midge dropper. And the only midge you need is this one right here. Just a copperhead, red body. That's it. That's all you need. Now, if you're going to be DIY yourself and you're like, I don't know, I've never done this before, just loop the line around the inner piece of the bead, and then to keep it in place, simply just use a toothpick like this, snip off both ends, and that's going to keep this bead in place. Then you just tie down a hook just a little bit further, and then give yourself about 1.5 feet, and you got yourself a little midge. That's my kind of key to success while you're wade fishing, because it's just so effective. I mean, it may not be the most exciting thing to do, but I mean, if there's a lot of grasshoppers and things like that, we'll get into that a little bit later on in the video, but you can use like hoppers, and then you can do a dropper underneath that if you wanted to do that. I'm just trying to show you for the easiest keys for success. That's what I would use if you're gonna be wade fishing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this video. You're gonna notice too, this water was roaring pretty quickly, and most of the video is just me sloshing through the water, trying to get through the current. So you can get an idea of how difficult it can be. So if you're flexible on your dates of when you can go down there, that is really key with wade fishing specifically. So anyways, check it out. All right, so I've been out here for about an hour or so. I think we found the money zone. This is just good, solid current. We got ripple over there. Got all the ingredients. I've hooked into probably half a dozen within 2 minutes. Couldn't land them because I forgot how to fish, but that's only because I don't know what I'm doing. But they're here, so let's cast into the boat ramp right here, because we got just a nice deep pool right there. So I think this is going to be, we're going to have some fun here. All right, let's try this ripple. This just looks fishy. This looks fishy. Well, the good news is I finally caught a fish. However, being the expert of cinematography that I am, I somehow had it on extreme fast forward and pretty much missed the entire thing. So we're going to slow it down a little bit, let you guys take a look at it, but found it in that deeper pool that I thought it would be. I had a little bit of running water going into a deeper pool right there, and that's exactly where the trout was. And you saw a few of them swimming around, but even if you didn't see them, you could tell that would be a pretty good place to find them. So there you have it. Ooh, that looks good. Good looking water right there. It's a hard ripple though. Dang. Man, the current is moving. Woo. Jeez Louise, this is not ideal. Oh wow. Okay, didn't see that coming over here. Right away, first cast. Nice. Look for the bead. Nice. Got one. Okay, there we have it. It's gone. Okay, there we go. So as you can tell from the video, day one had some tough conditions. The fact that I could even find trout was really pretty remarkable, considering it was high water and not ideal. But hey, I consider it a win. It's a win-win. So let's move on to day two, the first of 2 days with a guide. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're going down to the White River for the first time, get a guide. Just get a guide. Get a guide. And I'm going to tell you where to find those guides at the very end of this video. You need to stick around and watch that. Our guide, Curtis, outstanding. Top-notch. He is phenomenal. Best of the best. We'll definitely be calling him again, but we're going to give you more of that information towards the end of the video. But what worked on day two? So really, the river changes every day. What's working on day two may not work on day three, and vice versa, day one, whatever else. Now that bead and midge combo pretty much works all the time, but you know, if you want to spice it up and catch bigger trout, that's what we're looking for, bigger brown trout specifically, you got to mix it up a little bit. So what we did, and what really worked well to catch larger fish in the beginning of the day, was using hoppers. Just a hopper by itself, not a hopper dropper, just a hopper. So any of these would be great. And let's go ahead and just kind of so you get a little better idea of what these hoppers, any of these kind of standard looking hoppers. And we kind of mixed it up a little bit when we were out there. Sometimes the smaller downsize was the way to go. Sometimes the larger was the way to go. But the hopper bite kind of ended right before lunch, like 11, 12. We took a little bit of a break, grabbed some lunch, and then went back out there, and it wasn't hitting again. So we mixed it up. And our guide put on what's called a girdle bug. If you don't know what a girdle bug is, and like I said, I'm going to show you all this at the end of the video where you can buy a lot of these bugs as well too. This is a Pat's rubber leg, but basically a girdle bug looks just like this. It's got a little beaded, weighted head right there. And that's what was working. And we did the same thing like we did with the bead yesterday. Then we had a dropper, and that was a midge. And his midges were a little bit different. He'd throw in a couple different colors. But what was cool is they were hitting on both. They were hitting on not only this, but also the midge. Sometimes those fish can get picky, and they'll just do either this one or just the midge by itself. So you always have to kind of play with it. And that's what Curtis did an incredible job of. He was constantly mixing things up to see what was working. And when you're out there fishing with a guide, if something's not working, don't be scared to ask, like, hey, can we mix it up a little bit? I didn't even have to. He just did it. He was awesome. So let's check out day two. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, did you see that?
Yep.
He's just a little guy. He doesn't know what to do.
Yep, nice job.
Put on a show for us.
Nice job.
Just a little dude. Just a little guy.
Looks like did the right color.
Is he?
It is. Yes, it is. Nice work.
Is that what we think? It is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Boom. Here we go.
Sure.
Nice. Here. Give some of that, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
A little brown.
Look at that, dude. Yeah. Make sure that's beautiful. All right, we'll put him back.
Yep. There it is. Nice job. I was going to say that we should have at least picked one of those guys up. Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Perfect
quick release.
Perfect.
Quick release. That's the way we want it. Way to treat the fish. Hey, literally, as soon as I put it back in, there's one right there. Get ready to hit it again.
Nice job.
Little bitty.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Awesome. Nice work. Absolutely. Absolutely. That fucking towel needs to get cleaned. Nice work. What do you got there? Is that a nice fish?
Feels a little better.
We don't see him. Yep. Yeah, that's a nice fish.
Oh yeah. playing a little bit, playing the game, doing the dance.
Yeah, it's a better fish there.
Yeah.
That's what we're wanting.
Yes. Oh. There it is. Nice, brother.
Yeah.
Breaking the streak a little bit.
Yeah.
That is done.
Yeah, we could use some. We could beat up on some fish.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you went for the top one.
Sweet.
Nice.
I like them eating both flies.
Good. I like to see a little variation there.
Nice job.
Stick.
That's where they're supposed to be. That's what we want to see. We want fish where they're supposed to be.
Oh, look at the show he's putting on for the camera here. He knows it's on. He knows. He knows that 4 or 5 people might watch this. Yeah.
Nice job. Nice job.
Good little dude. Fish.
Hell yeah.
Looking for the Doritos. All right, so day 2, hey, significantly better than day 1. And obviously, we were on a boat. We were able to cover more water. We had an incredible guide that was able to switch up our flies a little bit and get us some things that maybe we wouldn't have thought about fishing with, like the girdle bug. I probably wouldn't have ever thrown that unless he put that on, but he knows what works. That's what I'm telling you, you guys need to get a guide while you're down there. So, day 3. Now, will it be as good as day 2? You're going to have to watch and find out. But what I'm going to tell you is that the water levels rise just a little bit, and that can really turn off the fish a little bit. So what we're going to notice is that there's a lot of boats out there that aren't catching anything, but what our guy does, he figures out what works.
Nice job. You still got him? You still got him?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Hey, if he needs to go, let him go.
Yeah. You might need to go a little bit.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Put him on the reel.
That's what we needed right there. What do we got?
I mean, he could just be...
Oh, I bet he's not too small. He's...
Oh, I'm all wrapped up on
Oh, there you go. Yeah, keep that pressure. Keep that pressure. There you go. There you go.
Got a fish? Got a fish. Can't tell what he is. I mean, he's not super tasty, but he's definitely not small. But he's fun.
Hell yeah. He is not happy.
No, he's not. Oh, I think it's a side hook?
That's a good chance, too.
Yep, I think that might be. Oh, that's a nice chunk. Cool.
Okay.
Oh man, putting on the show.
Yep. Yeah.
He's a little brown, but I just want to picture because he's so awesome looking. So this next part of the video is muted, and that's only because there was copyrighted music being played as I was filming, and I didn't want this video being taken down from YouTube. But let me go ahead and paint the picture of what was going on at this moment. So right here, you see that I'm hooked into a fish. Well, what you don't see on the other side of the camera is my brother also hooked into a really nice rainbow. So we doubled up on incredible rainbow trout, and best part of all, Lynyrd Skynyrd Freebird was playing in the background on the radio. I mean, I don't think there's anything more American than listening to Freebird and catching trout. But the good news is I was able to get some really cool underwater footage of us releasing these trout back into the wild. All right, same scenario here, copyright music. I had to mute this. Didn't want this taken off YouTube. This time we were jamming out a little ZZ Top, and really anytime that you can rock out ZZ Top and catch some trout, that's always a good day. So watch this right here, boom, caught that trout. So you see that boat in the background. Now, I haven't seen them catch a fish all day. In fact, there's a lot of boats in the water that didn't catch a fish all day. And I'm not saying I'm anything special, because I'm not. In fact, I'm really mediocre when it comes to fly fishing. But what all the credit needs to go to is your guide. A good guide will find fish for you. They're gonna figure out what works. They're gonna switch things up until they can find that trout. And what's even better about that is we were using stuff that I think a lot of other boats probably wouldn't even have thought about using, which I'm going to show you here in 1 second. So this is a nice little toad of a trout right here. I'd say it's probably somewhere in the ballpark, 16 to 18 inches, somewhere around there. We'll go ahead and just round up to 20. All right. It's definitely not a 20, but it is a very healthy rainbow trout, and you're going to see that here in just 1 second.
I'll catch rainbows if they look like that.
Yeah,
you know?
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Wrong with these fish.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah. Oh, no, okay. Oh, damn, dude. I haven't got one of those yet. That beautiful cutthroat right there. Woo! Now, I know you couldn't tell from the video, but no other boats on the water were catching anything. I mean, literally, everybody was getting skunked out there, but we caught fish. Curtis, he figured out the secret sauce. In fact, we were doubling up. All these other boats were drifting by, and we're doubling up, and these are nice, really healthy bows. And so what did we use? And that is this right here. This is a new product I've never even seen before. It's called Trina's Squirm Material. Now, when the going get tough, the tough get a San Juan worm, because really that works everywhere. Anywhere I've ever fly fished, if I'm not using a bead or an egg with a midge dropper or whatever else, I always use a San Juan. Where this is the same type of thing, except for you can kind of take this material out, cut as much as you want. It's all one long rope, if you will, of really durable plastic, and there may be something inside of it as well too. You know, like with a Ned rig, they use the Laztec technology. Z-Man does. It's like that really long stuff. I think it's the same material that Dr. Scholl's uses for their inserts. Well, they use the same type of thing where it's like extremely durable material that will not break. And so how that's set up is essentially the same way that we set up the bead. Okay, so we have the bead goes here, then we have the hook and then goes down. Well, what you would do is you basically put the San Juan worm right here, or the worm material up here where the bead would be, do a real simple knot, then you put the hook just right down below, and then below that would be the midge. So that was the ticket. That was what was working, and we caught a lot of really awesome fish. All right, and lastly, we have an honorable mention here, and this is a highly effective lure that we didn't fish as much on this trip, but this thing just flat out catches big brown trout. An absolutely incredible lure, and that is what's called the mega worm, okay? And I believe it's a Flies and Guides exclusive. Now, there is other worms, or grubs, if you will, that are similar to this, but the ones that Flies and Guides have, that's the fish catcher. That's the one that you want to buy. I'm going to tell you where to buy it here in 1 second. But if you see right here, it's basically essentially just a little jig head right there. And we've got this nice little fuzz kind of curly tail. And it really tapers down into a tail because it looks like they kind of burn the edge of it like that. And it gives it a very unique look. And really the only two colors you need to have are chartreuse and white. Those are the ones that really stand out, especially in the White River and the Norfork. But here's another example right there. Just an insanely effective little grub right there. But look at that. See how that just kind of tapers in? Awesome stuff. All right, so where are you going to find this? Maybe you want a mega worm, or maybe you want some of Trina's squirm material. Well, Flies and Guides in Lakeview, Arkansas, at the Copper Johns Resort, just outside the Bull Shoals campground, you're going to find an incredible fly shop, but even more incredible people. Jeremy, the owner, is outstanding. The guy has more knowledge about fly fishing than anyone that I've ever met in my entire life, and he is the most awesome guide. We've had trips with him before. This year, our cousins used him, so that's why we went with Curtis. But I'm going to tell you, everybody in the shop is absolutely outstanding. They're knowledgeable, they know what they're doing, and they're committed and dedicated on getting you not just fish, but great fish. You can go out with any guide and they can just use a bead and a midge, and you can go catch, 7 to 10 inch stocked rainbow trout all day. But what's the fun in that when you can catch, one of the biggest brown trout of your life? And that's what they're dedicated to do, is to help you catch quality fish. And they're knowledgeable, and they want you to succeed, and they want you to have fun, and they want you to just be a better fisherman overall. And that's the difference. I mean, they have a customer for life now. So I will buy all my flies and everything from not only whether his shop or his website right here. His website's outstanding. There's more flies on there than you even know what to do with. It's just incredible. And he updates it all the time. He's really dedicated on updating not only water conditions and what's working and little forums and things like that. So really check out the website. I'm going to put it down below. But he didn't ask me to make this video. I'm just doing this because he's that good. I mean, Jeremy and his team are that good. If you're going down for the first time, I highly, highly encourage you to check them out and see if you can get on the water with them, because you're not going to be disappointed. So that's going to do it for this episode of Angling Archaeology, where we unearth the good old days. I want to thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing. And if you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe. It really does help me out quite a bit. So hey, if you've never been to North Central Arkansas fly fishing before, I hope this video gave you a couple tips and tricks to think about. A, probably get a guide. B, if you're going to do some wade fishing, really kind of monitor the water. And C, what kind of flies worked for me. Hopefully those will work for you as well too. And then also making sure that you're using the right kind of rod and line combo to have the most success. So anyways, folks, that's going to do it. Till next time, thanks for watching. We'll see you around. Thanks for watching Angling Archaeology, where we unearth the good old days. Don't forget to like and subscribe.